In today's video, we have a bombshell announcement for you. It's coming. Bitcoin is going to reach 300x on this date, according to none other than Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy and one of the biggest Bitcoin bulls in the world. How did he come up with this astonishing figure? And what are the 3 catalysts that will make it happen? Stay tuned to find out. But before we dive into the details, hello and welcome to Crypto News, the channel where we bring you the latest and most exciting developments in the world of cryptocurrency. Now, let's get started. As you may already know, Bitcoin is the first and most popular cryptocurrency, created in 2009 by an anonymous person or group known as Satoshi Nakamoto. Bitcoin is a decentralized, peer-to-peer digital currency that operates without the need for a central authority or intermediary. It uses cryptography to secure transactions, verify records, and control the creation of new units. Bitcoin is also scarce, with a fixed supply of 21 million coins that will ever be created. Bitcoin has been on a remarkable journey since its inception, going from being worth less than a cent to reaching an all-time high of over $69,000 in November 2023. Bitcoin has also attracted the attention of many investors, institutions, and celebrities who see it as a store of value, a hedge against inflation, and a revolutionary technology that could change the world. One of the most prominent and influential figures in the Bitcoin space is Saylor, the co-founder and executive chairman of MicroStrategy, a leading business intelligence and software company. Saylor is a visionary entrepreneur who has been involved in the internet and technology industry since the early 1990s. He is also a passionate advocate and educator of Bitcoin, who has amassed a massive personal and corporate portfolio of the cryptocurrency. Saylor first became interested in Bitcoin in 2020, when he realized that the traditional fiat money system was losing its value and purchasing power due to the unprecedented monetary expansion and stimulus measures taken by governments and central banks around the world in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. He decided to convert his company's cash reserves into Bitcoin as a way to preserve and enhance its value over time. He also encouraged other companies and investors to follow his example and adopt Bitcoin as a treasury asset and a digital gold. Since then, Saylor has been on a buying spree, acquiring more and more Bitcoin at every opportunity. As of December 2023, MicroStrategy owned 174,530 Bitcoin, worth over $7.6 billion, making it the largest publicly traded company by Bitcoin holdings. Saylor also personally owned over 20,000 Bitcoin, worth over $880 million. He has also been vocal and active in promoting and educating the public about Bitcoin through various interviews, podcasts, webinars, and events. He has also launched the Bitcoin for Everybody initiative, a free online course that aims to teach anyone how to buy, store, and use Bitcoin. But Saylor is not just a Bitcoin buyer and holder, he is also a Bitcoin predictor. He has made several bold and optimistic forecasts about the future price and adoption of Bitcoin, based on his analysis of the market, the technology, and the macroeconomic trends. He has also identified 3 key catalysts that he believes will drive Bitcoin to new heights in the next year. The first catalyst is the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs or exchange-traded funds by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. A spot Bitcoin ETF is a financial product that tracks the price of Bitcoin and allows investors to buy and sell shares of the fund on a regulated stock exchange without having to deal with the complexities and risks of buying and storing Bitcoin directly. A spot Bitcoin ETF would provide a simple, convenient, and accessible way for millions of investors, especially institutional and retail investors, to gain exposure to Bitcoin and benefit from its growth potential. Saylor believes that the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs is inevitable, as the demand and interest for Bitcoin is too high to ignore, and as the SEC becomes more familiar and comfortable with the Bitcoin market and its regulation. He expects that the first spot Bitcoin ETFs will be launched in the first half of 2024, and that they will attract billions of dollars of inflows into Bitcoin, creating a positive feedback loop of higher prices and more adoption. The second catalyst is the adoption of Bitcoin by banks and other financial institutions as a form of collateral, custody, and lending. Saylor predicts that banks will soon realize the value and potential of Bitcoin and will start to offer their customers various services and products based on Bitcoin, such as deposit accounts, loans, mortgages, credit cards, and more. He also expects that banks will start to hold and accumulate Bitcoin on their balance sheets as a way to diversify their assets, hedge their risks, and increase their profits. Saylor argues that banks have a strong incentive to embrace Bitcoin, as it is a superior form of money and a better store of value than fiat currencies, which are subject to inflation, devaluation, and manipulation. He also points out that banks are facing increasing competition and disruption from the emerging fintech and crypto sectors, which are offering more innovative, efficient, and transparent solutions for the financial needs of the people. He believes that banks that adopt Bitcoin will have a competitive edge and a loyal customer base, while those that ignore or resist Bitcoin will lose market share and relevance. The third catalyst is the adoption of fair value accounting rules for Bitcoin by the Financial Accounting Standards Board, or FASB, the organization that sets the accounting standards for public companies in the U.S. Fair value accounting is a method of measuring and reporting the value of assets and liabilities based on their current market prices rather than their historical costs or book values. Fair value accounting provides a more accurate and realistic picture of the financial position and performance of a company and reflects the changes in the value of its assets and liabilities over time.
Saylor explains that the current accounting rules for Bitcoin are outdated and inadequate, as they treat Bitcoin as an intangible asset rather than a monetary asset. This means that companies that hold Bitcoin have to report their Bitcoin holdings at their original cost, and any increase in value is not recognized until the Bitcoin is sold. This also means that companies have to report impairment losses if the Bitcoin price drops below their original cost, even if the price recovers later. This creates a distorted and misleading view of the value and profitability of Bitcoin as a treasury asset and discourages companies from investing in Bitcoin. Saylor reveals that the FASB has recently approved a new accounting standard for Bitcoin, which will allow companies to report their Bitcoin holdings at their fair market value and recognize any gains or losses in their income statements. This will create a more transparent and consistent way of accounting for Bitcoin and will encourage more companies to adopt Bitcoin as a treasury asset and create shareholder value with their balance sheets. Saylor expects that the new accounting standard will be effective by the end of 2024 and that it will have a positive impact on the Bitcoin price and adoption. So, these are the three catalysts that Michael Saylor believes will propel Bitcoin to 300x its current price by the end of 2024. That would mean a Bitcoin price of over $13 million per coin, a market capitalization of over $270 trillion, and a global adoption rate of over 90%. Is this a realistic and achievable scenario, or is it a wild and unrealistic fantasy? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Bye!